And therefore for me, I kind of also find this other term that you have used. I find that very interesting. I find that interesting because again, I find a very inspired twist that you have put to the term emotionally challenged. Okay, typically, a lot of us use these terms, emotionally challenged, and I love it. So, would you like to share what is the twist that you bring to it? And I'll share with you something which occurs to me, please.
Sure, sir. So, sir, we often have these terminologies, which, of course, I don't agree with those terms as well. We call people sometimes, we call them physically challenged or mentally challenged, and I'm so glad now they are called specially abled and not mentally challenged. But no one talks about the emotional, sentiments. No one talks about that. Uh, because emotional wounds, unlike physical wounds, are always invisible, right?
Yep.
And the fact that we have such a high suicide rate, why is no one talking about it? Everyone's talking about the depletion of natural resources from the planet. Nobody is talking about a human who's depleting himself. That is so painful to know that. So I have coined this term that most of us, because I have been there, I know that most of us at times are emotionally challenged, and we need to from emotionally challenged, we need to become emotionally channeled. And what I mean by that is we are attuned to band-aid approach and to push things under the carpet. We say what I mean is that the wound is very deep, but we don't want to process our grief. We want to use band-aid approaches like, okay, let's go out for dinner. Okay, go meet a friend. Go on a date. Go for a holiday. Okay, get married, have kids, get married again. But no one's talking about that. Okay, can I actually just be myself and get married to myself and know me for a change before I bring this another person in my life who I can add value to? Am I even, am I my own mate before I can have another life in my life who I can call my soulmate? And now, sir, I'll request you to, you mentioned when you asked me that there is something that, is on your mind about it. So would you like to share with us?
So consider for a moment, Swati, for me, life is in movement. Okay, life isn't static. And what you very beautifully illustrated in your conversation thus far is that life is in movement. Life is not a static. Life is not it is. Life is a continuation. It's a continuing. It is in living. It's not lived. It's in living. So when it's in living,
Beautiful.
One thing which is that I love it when we can apply things in our life. So for example, if something has happened, we can do nothing. We can do naught about it. That thing has happened, right? But what do we do thereafter? That is where our choice is. And for me, imagine what you just said is a very beautiful thing. What you shared is that we either say, no, I'm not hurt. All right. Where I am. So I put a band-aid of, how are you? Yeah, I just took a shower and now I'm feeling great. Okay, let's go and party. I'm like wearing a new dress and I'm great. Okay, so now again, band-aid, or what is the facade, the veneer. Now imagine if I can accept and acknowledge that thing has impacted me. That thing has affected me. Thereafter, if I can channelize my reaction, because there is going to be reaction. Let's face it, Swati, and each one of us who's listening in today, is it not true that you have been hurt? Is it not true that you may have felt that you have been treated unfairly? Isn't it true that you have felt you have not gotten your dues? Either one of them. Now, that's up for debate, all right? But consider, forget the debate. If you can just stay with that tinge which bothers you. And for me, as an actor, as a creator, as a human being, as a father, as a husband, as a friend, as a traveler, for me, the tinge is important. That tinge, makes me say, hey, listen, I got to do something about it. Now, what do you do about it? That tinge, that pain is what I understand is emotionally channeled. What do I do with that tinge? Do I get angry? Do I get upset? I am just upset, or do I do something creative? Because this is,
Yes.
it creates a very, again, I come back to that imagery of yours, from being at the effect of a domino to being at the source of a ripple. So what do I channelize my emotional state?